How's it going, guys? Welcome to Gabe's Reef, and I just wanted to do a comparison between the two ways you can test your salt in your water. Basically, what everyone pretty much uses, and I think the best way, is the refractometer, and then your hydrometer. So I'm going to test the hydrometer, see what it gives us a reading as, and then I'll test the other one. So what you're supposed to do is put it in there as a whole. It'll drip out. You take it, you put on a level surface, you flick the bubbles. So hard to do it one-handed. You flick it. I can still see a couple bubbles right there. And you can still see bubbles. That's what makes it so difficult, is the bubbles changes what the range is. So, perfect. So I'm gonna keep flicking it. There's one right there and one right there. This is why I don't like this. It might give you an accurate reading, it might not, but I'm not gonna take a chance. There, I kind of reset it. See those two bubbles right there is changing it. So I've been there. I think all the bubbles are gone. So that's its reading. And I'm gonna take some out of the same water. I'm gonna put a few drops. Put a little too much, but I don't think you can see through it. Let's see if we can. I've never tried this before. I've never done this before, so I apologize if it's not the right way or it looks a little funny. Should be technically right there. Focus. Oh, now I'll just look through it. There we go, I got it focused. Maybe I'll show it. The fact that I have it focused. You can't really see. It is saying halfway, so it's saying about 124-ish. It's saying about 31, between 31 and 32 parts per million. About 24 to 25-ish. So let's see if it's even close. This one is saying that it is 30 parts per million. About 22, 23-ish. So they're both about 30, honestly, between 30 and 31. So that's close, but I think this is far more accurate. I'm surprised how close it is. You've seen how long I had to flick it and keep flicking it and keep flicking it until I finally was able to understand and read it. What I love about this is it's simple. You can actually calibrate this. I don't know how to calibrate a hydrometer. Don't have a clue. I know with this, they give you a small screwdriver. You get some distilled water. you put a couple drops on there, and it's supposed to be exactly on the 0 line. You calibrate it towards the 0. You try it several times with distilled water, cleaning it off really, really well. Make sure there's no saltwater residue, and simple as that. And that's all it honestly takes. It's very simple. Make sure you rinse these out because they can build up salt in them as well. So I still need to add a little bit more salt in my water. This is going to be a water change. I'm going to rinse that here in a minute. You can see due to my gravel vac, what I love about this is you can gravel vac, or you could just stuck it to the aquarium, let it drain out the water. You don't have to suck on it. You pump it, and then it has a clip that holds it on the waste bucket. So this is one of the better ones. I use this to blow off the rocks, this to get in the crannies, this to brush some of the aquarium glass, and then my scraper should be arriving any minute now. Wow, he's all the way in it now. I am so happy. Let me zoom in. Before, they didn't pay attention to it at all. Now he's sticking his face all the way in the bubble anemone and liking it. That is a good thing. I guess that's going to be his new home. I was hoping the bubble anemone would be somewhere else where it's, you know, bigger and open more. But he's getting all in it. He or she, I think he's a smaller one out of the two. That's what's weird. I guess the male maybe gets the area already. I don't know how that works. But he seems like he's a smaller one out of the two. He may be the dominant one. I don't know. Typically, the dominant one's bigger. I made sure I got two different sizes, like a bigger and a smaller. But you never know. It might be the less dominant one doing that. So it is absolutely adorable. I sent a video to my fiance earlier. Look how much he's doing it this time, though. Yes. I've been wanting that for so long for him to do that. It's been at least 3 weeks in there, and he's just now paying attention to it. So I guess better late than never. It isn't that big of a bubble tip anemone. The tank is dirty. This is going to be a cleaning video here in a little bit. I just wanted to test some of the water. There's some more of the stuff I have. I've been testing and keeping notes. One of the most important things is even testing your salt water is keeping notes. When I dose, I keep notes of all my dose Monday through Friday. I keep track of when I dose my Reefroids, which is every Monday. I dose my other chemicals like you're supposed to. I'm just waiting on a magnesium test. My calcium is a little low. I've been slowly building that back up. I should be close to it. With today's dose, should push me right around 400, 410, 420-ish. So that's exactly where you want it. I always have an extra heater and a pump, just the circulation pump, in case that one, the heater goes out or the circulation pump goes out. You have one of each. And the extension cord set up, the buckets. One is labeled clean, one is labeled waste. It's just simple things like this can make your life a lot easier. This is really nice. Make sure you get one that comes with a case. If not, buy a case. That helps keep it in better shape longer. I still have enough salt to at least do 1 or 2 more water changes. I have plenty of food for them. I have plenty of dosing chemicals. I have all the tests that you can think of besides magnesium. I've been keeping records. I'm going to get a nice book to keep records. The scraper / gravel rake is going to take care of this tank. I also purchased these tongs yesterday. It was all supposed to come yesterday, and it's the only thing that came. These close really, really tight. I can pluck all of the algae hair, basically, out of areas I might not be able to reach with the vacuum. I'm going to pluck all this algae. I'm going to rake the gravel even and smooth. I'm going to brush all the rocks. I'm going to scrape the tank and the glass so it'll look spotless. And then gravel vacuum it all up. So my protein skimmer's been working really well. I really don't want to open that and scare him. He's just been doing so well and taking that anemone. The other one, they kind of sleep on that back wall towards the top of the power head, which is fine. I just actually cleaned the power head. It was making a little bit of noise. It was just dirty around that little magnetic part that goes, or around that metal piece, that shaft that goes in there. So I just brushed and cleaned the whole entire thing, and it is running perfect. When they get dirty, it makes a little bit of noise and kind of runs rough, but it's still working perfectly. The flow is okay. That's a 528 gallon per hour flow. I noticed you can see the flow on the mushroom. You can see the flow on that. You can see the flow even all the way on this far side, even this leather tree, and then the you can see them kind of moving right there. See that? So it's enough flow. I don't want it blowing crazy. You don't need, as long as, you know, the water kind of cycles. It looks like they're both getting near it, which is good. So you want both of them by it. You want both of them in it. You know, one is always putting his face in it, and the other one, you see the flow is kind of higher up. So I adjusted a little bit higher up. It was facing the pump. The power head was facing lower down, but it was blowing directly on that, and it was creating too much flow. So as long as he swims where that's at, he should be fine. He might even be picking some food and bringing it to an enemy. I wouldn't doubt that, especially when they bond with it. They actually bring food to the enemy, which is great. Yep, I think he might be doing that. I'm pretty sure he's feeding it, which they're, what's it called, a symbolic, I don't know, some kind of, I forget that. I'm terrible with names, but I know exactly what I'm trying to say. I apologize about that, but they're symbiotic relationship, I don't know, something like that. But it's basically a mutually beneficial. In the wild, you know, they notify each other about predators. One gives shelter for the other one kind of feeds it and takes care of it. It's just a relationship that works really, really well together. But that was a bonus. I actually was just planning on showing you guys the water test. So this water needs a little bit more salt. I'm going to sprinkle a little in, test it. I want it about 32 parts per million, or 125. 1.025 gravity is great. Right now it's about 122, 123-ish. About 123, 124-ish. Just a little bit more salt should do it. And then, you know, I like to keep this just a little bit low. That way I could always add some more. Or I could, you know what I mean? I always leave it a little bit so I could always add some more salt to the tank if I need to. But then you have too much. And then I always keep it so full that you can have room to add fresh water to, you know, get it back down. So I leave it a little bit low, and that way I have room to play. But other than that, everything's been going good. So I'm just gonna let that stay warm and kind of let the salt dissolve really well and cycle. Nothing's gonna hurt anything. All the pumps and everything's going. So I'll just wait until the scraper arrives. If not, I'll use that brush I have right there, maybe a credit card, and just make do with what I have. I just really wanted the rake and a scraper for the glass and the gravel to make it look really, really nice. If I get all this cleaned up, all my corals are doing so nice that this tank would actually, if I get rid of all this algae, this tank would actually look really good. So I apologize, you know, I kind of, not so much let it go, I just let it, you know, do well and didn't want to bother it. So, you know, I'd rather be doing healthy. It seems to be doing well. Everything's growing. Not growing, but everything seems open and lively. So I don't want to mess with it too much. The temperature has been a little cold outside. I don't like it. It's about 77-ish right now on my thermometer. So really want it between 78 and 80, no more than a degree or two swing. So I might have to turn up my heater a little bit more. But besides that, everything else looks good, and I'm excited to do a video. I'm going to set up the tripod, and then I'm going to show you guys how I clean my tank. I will have it spotless, I promise you that. It'll be a little cloudy initially, you know, from stirring everything up and gravel vacuum it. But after it all settles and everything, I'll also do a quick follow-up video just showing you how good it looks. But, I mean, I might not even do a video of actually me want to clean it, because there's a lot of videos of cleaning. It's simple. You just scrape the glass. Pluck all the algae hair as much as you can, and then use the gravel vac to get the rest. So really, it's really simple and basic. I'll probably just do an after video. I'll do this as a before real quick. I'll go ahead and kind of look around so you can see it all over the gravel, on the glass, a little bit up top up there. I'm going to brush all that loose. They've been hunting for tetrapods, my mandarin and the scooter blenny. So excited about that. There's plenty of places to hide and plenty of places for them to have a nice little shelter. The banded shrimp has already molted, so that means he's growing and doing good. So has my horseshoe crab, which I have not seen since I got him, because I have a good inch and a half, about an inch and a quarter to inch and a half of sand. So, you know, a little bit of that reddish purple algae. I am going to get rid of that as well. Wow, they're just really both hanging around that. I love that. That is so good. I want them to, you know, have, you know, connect and have a home. You know, that's the whole point of that. So it was relatively decent size, honestly. I think it'll get bigger. It's just the position it's in, kind of crammed, honestly, is kind of affecting the size of it. you know, I don't want to yank it out of there and upset it. I mean, as long as it's happy and doing well and the clownfish could kind of get in there and, you know, host it, I'm fine with that. So we'll see how it does these next few weeks, and I'll kind of keep an update on that since that is new. I've been waiting over 3 weeks to try to get them to host in it, and finally they notice it, so that's good. Look at the mandarin up on the back of the tank, kind of scooting up, looking for tiger pods. It's a little bit of light there, sorry, a little glare. But other than that, all the mushrooms were open. You know, everything's doing really well. So, so far so good. Most of the polyps seem to be open. The candies are doing okay. Whoops, sorry. Candies are doing pretty good. Honestly, my calcium needs to go up, which I'm going to work on that. I've been dosing to get the calcium up. My magnesium test should be here today. Alkalinity was good. You know, pH wasn't bad. Wow, he's really getting in there. I love that. pH wasn't too bad. pH is about 8.2 to 8.4-ish. The nitrate is about 20 parts per million or so. So anything over 30, I highly recommend to change the water. 40 is like the most. I'll probably let it go. Just to make sure no one gets hurt by it or no one dies from it. You know, if you watch it and you have good filtration, 20 parts per million isn't that bad at all. But I like to keep it as close as I can to 0. Ammonia was looking good. It was 0. So far, so good with everything. I'm just so excited, actually. This actually started happening right when I started recording, pretty much. So, really excited about that. Man, really thrilled. So, again, thanks for watching Gabe's Reef. Exciting news with that. That's how you test for salicity. It's pretty simple. Just kind of watch it. Honestly, that was only $19.99 off of Amazon. The refractometer, what a refractometer, just type it in up there in the Amazon search bar and get one of these. I know these aren't that much. I think this was like 10 or 12 bucks or something crazy like that. So really a few more bucks, you could have got something that works a lot better. I'm going to rinse and clean this out, especially with this. If you do have one of these, they do work. Just be, you know, lay it level surface, tap it a lot. You can't have any bubbles on it or will change the outcome. And then rinse it really good when you're done, because it'll build up salt in there and it'll mess up your reading. So rinse that really, really well. You know, it's just important to do those key steps. But other than that, my water's still heating up. It's almost getting there. Looks like most of the salt, if not all, is dissolved. So I'll kind of watch that. And then I'll set up my bucket here. We'll get it cleaned up for you guys. And then we'll do the reveal after, you know, 6 weeks, about 6 weeks or so, how everything's going and how good it's going to look. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully you guys check that video out. It should be coming out really soon. And that's pretty much it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. There'll be plenty of videos on dosing, chemicals, magnets, fish, just pretty much everything. So I'm really excited about that. Just stick around. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.